Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Rita's Book Club. This is the video I've been promising for months. I'm so excited to share it with you. Today I'm talking about two books that are very special to me. Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, and Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World by Benjamin Alire Sáenz. An old friend of mine suggested the first book to me a few years ago, and I absolutely loved it. So, of course, I was super excited to learn at the beginning of this year that we were going to have a sequel. These books follow the story of two teenage boys, Ari and Dante. They couldn't be more different. Dante can swim and Ari can't. Dante is articulate and self-assured, and Ari has a hard time with words and suffers from self-doubt. Dante gets lost in poetry and art, and Ari gets lost in his own thoughts about his older brother who is in prison. Dante is fair-skinned, and Ari's features are much, much darker. They are both from Mexican families, but both of them don't feel Mexican enough. For all intents and purposes, a boy like Dante would be the last person on earth to break down the walls that Harry has built around himself. But when they meet, they develop a special bond that will teach them to the most important truths of their lives and help define the people that they want to be. Of course, they face different challenges, but they believe in each other, and with the power of their friendship, they emerge stronger than ever on the other side. On the sequel, and without spoiling anyone, we see how their relationship developed since the ending of the first book, and they start their last year at college, at high school. With their family and friends behind them, they feel invincible, but with the challenges of the 80s, a different mindset, it will put them to the test in more ways than others, more than they sign up for. So, listen, I'm super obsessed with these books. I previously said in other reviews of Benjamin's books, but the stories feel so real and honest to me. Their struggles are our struggles, and they are very realistic. I'm sure a lot of people suffered them, or are even struggling with some of these issues. I think that a good note to give is that the books are set in the late 80s in America, so one of the big themes we'll get a look on is homophobia and racism to immigrants, and we will see how these boys deal with it. But also, one of the big themes on the second book, especially, is the AIDS epidemic. It's truly heartbreaking. I was an emotional mess through the whole book, and it truly broke me little by little. But also, it was a breath of fresh air to see how both their friends and family dealt with it and reacted to it all. And even these two boys, the way they thought about this disease and the world was truly inspiring. This leads me to my next statement, that is, I just have an immense respect for both Ari and Dante. The sweet way they discovered each other and just trust each other to take this journey that is life together. Of course, there is the love story between them, but what I find especially beautiful was their friendship with each other. They knew they were different from one another, but they learned from each other, and you could see that even if life takes them on different journeys, they will always be there. I also particularly loved their parents. I think that in the first book we see them both struggle with their own parents, but the decisions that both Ari and Dante made through this story also made both their parents into different people. But mainly their parents let their kids know them as people, the real them. I think it's just so beautiful and shows a lot of maturity and love. I guess that we need more healthy parent-son relationships in books. I also really like Ari's friends. They were super iconic, three young and independent women that weren't afraid to speak up and be there for their friend and his boyfriend. Thinking that this was in the late 80s makes it even more special to me. And I think that we all need friends that won't ever give up on us. I believe that the second book was truly very important. The story got a finish. The loose ends were tightened, and we won't ever have to wonder about the few details. And I think it even feels like that for the characters, especially Ari. For example, he deals with his brother's past, and it's done with such a finality that you can feel that Ari closed that chapter of his life and just moved on with life. And I think that's really beautiful, and it's important. All in all, I think it's a beautiful love story that deserves to be shared. I don't think we'll get a third book, but in my imagination, these two are out there conquering the world together and changing people's minds with the pureness of their love and their friendship. As always, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Rita's Book Club for more content. Thanks for watching, and see you next week. Happy readings!